Okay, so I'm going to do a little quick instruction on 4 colors, mostly of eyeshadow that a friend of mine wants to order, and it's a good combination. So I just wanted to do that really quick. It's been a while since I've done anything like this, so I have a dentist appointment and I'm trying to do it quick. So excuse the unmade bed. I'm just trying to let go of everything being perfect. So hopefully this turns out okay. I have already prepped my skin with Must Do facial oil. I used this as my moisturizer, and I have my foundation palette here, and I'm just going to show you, you don't always have to mix your foundation with your Must Do on the back of your hand. You can totally use this by itself. And as long as your face is nice and prepped with a nice product. So I'm just going to take the flat foundation brush today, and I have a mirror that I'm looking in ahead of me. So, and I'm going to try to do this really quick because, like I said, I should be leaving soon, and I'm playing around with makeup instead. Okay, so I have a little pimple right there. You can see it when I move back a little bit. It gets a little overexposed. I'm waiting for my fancy mirror from Limelight and Vanity things set up. I can do more videos easily that way. I have a wonderful makeup light. It's actually called the Makeup Light, but I keep it, I love to be able to set it up, but I find that every time I set it up for personal use, I end up getting a job, so I don't have to take it down. So now I just don't even bother. I just keep it packed and ready to go. So anyway, you can see I'm just taking what I desire, what I need from my palette right there. I also had another client and friend say, oh, I said, how are you liking everything? You know, how are you liking the foundation? So I love everything. I don't always like to do the mixing. And, you know, so you don't always have to do the mixing. You can use it straight out of the pan. You can even use your fingers. You know, you can, like if you're just running to the grocery store or you're just running to, I don't know, wherever, and you just want to put a little something on, you can also use it as, you know, a light concealer. It does help to brighten the eye, just the foundation alone. So again, there you go with that. I have 2 different concealers here. I'm going to take, this is just really quick. I'm going to just do this there. I'm going to take the lighter color. I'm going to do it there. And I'm just going to blend that in. Sometimes I use my finger, sometimes a brush. But again, all the way over my eye. Quick as possible. This also primes the eyelids for your shadows. And then I'll take the same brush because, again, I mean, there are concealer brushes, but I'm really just looking for the fastest way. And I have some breakouts. Again, if I step back a little bit, you can see them a little bit better. And I kind of always have a few little things going on down here. They're getting better, but so you can see I'm just kind of going through, touching up areas of discoloration, redness. You always get red around your nose. Most everyone does anyway. You know, just the freckles that I've always had. I don't mind them, but I kind of like to mute them when I'm doing my makeup. And now I'm just covering that blemish with the concealer. Mixing it between the 2 shades to find the perfect shade and coverage that I am looking for. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and do just a little bit of bronzer. To just warm up the face, not necessarily bronze the face, just to warm it up a little bit. Just to kind of give it a little bit of a glow. Again, I'm not going for looking tan. This bronzer is great because it does have it's not super shimmery, but it does have a little bit of a pretty glow to it. Not much. And then I'm going to use number 3 blush and kind of tap that on. I like blush, so I don't mind using, again, I use like a light hand, so it looks like I'm going back in, but I'm not doing this and pressing it in. If you do, that's okay. There's ways to correct that too. And there you go. And I'll just do a light application of the powder. Again, same brush. This isn't a Limelight brush. I grabbed whatever I had sitting here. Okay. Now, I always do brows pretty much next. And for my, I'm going to show you now the 4Well palette that I was suggesting to someone. And one of the colors in there is actually one of the colors that's perfect for my brows. And that I'm just going to refer to them by numbers. That's number 40 right here. I do have my smaller palettes that I work from for personal use. But this will show you, I chose a palette that consists of number 40, number 37, I believe, number 38, this cream color here, it's actually called Cream Boat, and then just for a little extra, like a sheen or shimmer, one shimmer color, number 19 here. So again, it's this one, this one, this one, and over here. So I'm going to take this brow color and working as quickly as I can, not to create a perfect brow, just to give mine a little more definition and polish. So I think like a lot of people, overplucked my brows when I was younger. So over the years, I've been able to actually grow my brows from here to here, but they're still not, they're better. And again, it's hard for me to see. I don't have the best lighting in here. So I'm just going to do this as quickly as I can. But again, that's just super light. If I were going out or really trying to create a certain special look, I would be more precise. But I'm going to the dentist. It doesn't really require lots of special stuff. Okay, but you can see it's definitely a change. I've got a little bit of a gap in there. And it's not perfect, but you see where I'm going, right? But when I stand back, it looks better. Okay, so now I'm going to take, I'll just show you this, and I'm going to really just use the same brush for all this. Typically, I'd probably use different ones, but you do what you have to do it quickly. So I'm going to use the Cream Boat first, and we're just going to apply that all over the lid, mostly with the most concentrated color over the lid, kind of here, and then bring that up just to kind of give the whole eye area a little wash of brightness. Again, concentrating the heaviest portion of it there, bring around just to brighten the eye. And now let's use the this pinkish color, pinkish kind of corally color. I'm gonna put this in there. It's like a pretty sunset color. That's what I always call it. It's not actually called sunset, and that's like a kind of a little bit too much on that eye for me. This is probably perfect on this eye, but that's okay. So now I've kind of gone over here and used what was on my brush. I got a little too much on there. But that, to me, on that side's perfect. That's a little bit too much. So now taking just more of a fluffy brush that has no product on it, I'm just going to buff that out. And then kind of buff that out, go back and forth, even that out. And then if you still feel, that looks pretty good, but if you still feel like maybe it's too much, just take a little bit of that lighter color. You don't really want to use it as a highlight, but you just kind of want to mute that down to what you kind of want. And then I'm going to take, so I use this as a brow color. So I'm going to show you how you can also use this on your eye, since I did recommend this to someone. So I'm just going to take it, pat it on here. It's a really light wearable color for every day. But you can see here, I am kind of using it on the lid and all the way over, but I'm kind of putting it in the corner the most. And you can also, whatever you have on your brush, kind of bring that up, create more depth to the crease in the eye, like that. Sometimes I switch these steps around. Sometimes I'll start with this and then do the crease later, as long as it all gets done. And then I change my mind and then I do other things too. So, but again, you can see how that's a really great crease color as well. But you can also just, if you're just wanting a little bit of, you know, to bring out your eyes, you just want to put that. It's really a versatile color. You can also take your same brow brush. I used the same color on it. Dip that in that same color that I just used, and use this with your brow brush as a, you know, a little bit of a, I don't even like to call it liner, just a little bit, create depth to the eye. Line that bottom a little bit. If you want to, you can wet your brush with a little 10 years younger finishing spray, and that will create a more precise line. Gives it staying power, just makes it look more like a liner, and it also works great with darker colors. Okay, so then the other color, which we haven't used yet, is this more of a shimmery color, and that's number 19. Again, I'm still using the same brush. It's technically like a crease brush, and I am just going to pat. I'm going to take my finger in this case so that I can really show you, and I'm going to pat it in the middle, bring it out. Smudge that out. Oh, hopefully I don't have any boogers in my nose. Okay, like that. And then, again, I'm just using that to... You can do the same thing if you desire to have that color under. You can take that and run that under. You can see that, sorry, there's a fuzz, that it's a warmer, there's more pigment to it, warmer, richer brown. You can see the little bit of the shimmer. Okay, I'm going to do the other eye. This is a no eyeliner look. You could definitely finish off with a brown, black. You could use a liquid for a more precise line. You could use pencil and then smudge it. However you like to do it. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of that under since I did that to the other eye. And there you go. And let's see, I don't know what time it is, but that is simple. Again, Creamboat all over. I believe it's 37. It's that like pinkish kind of sunset color and the crease. You can see that transition even when you're looking at it. You can see then that there's a little bit of that number 40, that light taupe color, or medium taupe color I should say, up into that crease as well. And kind of on the edge, a little bit of that number 19 with the brown shimmer. And I did a little bit under the eye. You could always go for more. You could always add liner. I'm going to finish off with mascara, and I'm not even going to curl my lashes or anything because I don't find that I necessarily need to all the time. And I feel like when oh, something came up there. Oh, yes, for me, I'll say. Sorry about that. You're okay. Good enough. I'm actually looking forward to getting a new mascara. It's still performing, but I love a new tube of mascara. No, that one went a little wonky over on that side. Yeah. Let's do the under. Make the mascara face. Oh. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, now let's do some lips. What should we do? What should we do? Sorry, Sorry, I'm looking for, I'm not that organized. All right, I don't really feel like I'm in the red mood. You know what I am going to do? I'm going to add a little bit of, I keep getting messages. I'm going to add a little bit of the Cupcake to the Not Telling nude lipstick. First, I'm going to put the nude lipstick on. And that's the nude. It's really, really pretty. I just always find that on me, I feel like I want a little bit more pop. I think it's because my skin is so pale, and this is definitely a pop. I'm really just gonna take like what's on the edge of that, and then add that into there. Use your fingers, kind of spread it on like kind of a, it is a stain, but you know, just kind of like a chapstick. I did put chapstick on my lips, lip balm, before. I always do. And there you go. Simple, neutral. There's no eyeliner except for what I used for the shadows. So anyway, I hope this helps. Thanks, and I wasn't too boring.